Hey, this is Amy Hamilton, and I'm here with Mel Kelly. Melly, how are you doing today?
Hey, Amy, how are you doing? Welcome to everybody. Mel,
Good.
I'm based here in
Since
Munich, and Amy, you're based in.
Arlington, Virginia. So since you're so far away, I'm going to actually take this mask off. Mel, it is super great to have you on the show today. And Mel Kelly is author of Top Dating Tips, Top Tips for Dating Disasters in
Okay,
Germany.
the English
But
lessons are coming along well. The reading lessons are coming along very well, Amy. Good
thank
to see.
you. I
But
just want to point out I also have my hand sanitizer here. So
okay.
today we are talking about a
Oh,
very
before we start, I have the great honor to be in the presence of greatness here. Amy, the author of two magnificent books, the project manager, and the other one, the consummate communicator. So, in the presence of greatness, I just feel honored to have the opportunity to speak with you, Amy.
I would make fun of your English lessons as well, but you've come so far from your Irish.
Yes, but the reading, you need to work on the reading. Yes. But anyway,
Yes, definitely.
good.
We're only on episode 19. I think probably episode 50 or so, I'm going to actually know the titles of your books. Just don't write any more for a while. It'll give me time to memorize it.
Okay.
So, Mal, the reason I had the mask and the hand sanitizer is today's topic for dating disaster advice is the Delta variant is out. So the world pandemic, we've been going through this global pandemic now, a little over a year and a half. And once the vaccine came out, everybody started kind of relaxing a bit. And we all thought this is going to be good, which opened up the world of dating again, which has been super exciting for people. And then the summer's been a little bit up and down. But luckily, there was a lot of outside venues and there was a lot of opportunities. Now the cold weather is starting to settle in. And as it does, we're going to talk a little bit about how can you traverse dating during Delta. What's your thoughts?
Very simple. Don't. That's it. Don't.
There, episode over. Don't date everyone
over.
and go home. Wait till spring.
Wait till spring. It's over. It's over. Or else you could go out and date and get sick. That's fine. That's okay. But there's your choices. There's don't or get sick. There you go. It's very simple.
So you see there as being nothing in between.
Of course there is. But the challenge with dating in Delta is it's like, at what stage are you meeting? And it depends how many people you're meeting, So are you doing 5 dates a week with 5 different people? Are you meeting one person maybe 5 times over 5 weeks? I mean, it's statistically, I mean, what level of risk are you putting yourself at?
So, Mel, I'm going to ask you a question as a man.
You're a man.
And we've identified you and put you in a box and given you a label.
Okay, that was interesting because I was decided to ask me the same question as a woman. I mean, I don't know what. I answer all questions as a man, So.
Okay. So when I'm online and I start chatting with somebody in the apps, I want to talk to them before I go and meet them in person.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're resistant to that. And they're like, no, let's just go for coffee. And I'm kind of like, I haven't even talked to you. I don't even know if you can carry on a conversation. Do I really want to? And like you're saying, this is actually a health risk at this point. Like, do I actually want to risk my health and leave the house?
Yeah. Well, there is yeah. So, come on. I mean, they don't have a conversation on the phone. No, I mean, come on. I mean, you have to do a bit of pre-screen and a bit of pre-filtering. And I mean, particularly if you meet somebody online, if you meet somebody in a bar, it's maybe not as important. Met somebody live face to face.
Well, if you're at the bar, you're already risking your health. Who cares? You're out there.
Exactly. So maybe you don't need to have a phone call before you meet them the next time. But if you meet somebody online, I mean, I think it's completely reasonable to have a phone call before you actually do.
No, did you actually support me on something? I'm sorry. Write this down. Episode 19, forever enshrined in my heart. Dating
I'm
in
agreeing with you. Yes,
Mel Kelly agreed with me on a concept.
I agree with you on this one. Yeah, a bit of pre-filtering because. I mean, let's do a bit of pre-filtering on the phone. It was a bit safer than doing a pre-filtering over a coffee. That's the point, So, I mean, it's also more time efficient. Just think how many phone calls you could do in a day compared to how many coffees you could do in a day. So, like, you can work through the... You can
That's
work
all
through the
about
number.
value for you. It's like quality,
You
quantity
work through the
over
numbers.
quality.
You can work through the numbers much more quickly. So I mean, for every, yeah, I mean, how many frogs do you have to kiss before you meet your prince? So I mean, so it's a more efficient way. It's like online meetings for work as well. I mean, it's like online meetings. It means that you can have an awful lot more meetings per day than we could have done before. Before we were doing so many online meetings, as an example. Now, it doesn't mean the quality of the meetings go up or down. Well, we don't. Well, that's a different topic. But the thing is you can work through the numbers a bit quicker with, back to the good old days, having phone calls.
Well, like for me, I just think that, during a time, especially as we're moving into this kind of colder weather, we're seeing the
Yes.
Delta variant. And I have had no communicable diseases since we've went into, you know, well, I mean, I
apart
haven't had
from
like a,
life, apart from life,
yeah,
that's
but
the
I
only one you.
haven't had, well, but that happened a long time ago, like way before the pandemic.
Okay.
So, but I haven't had like the common cold. I haven't had a flu. I haven't had strep throat and bronchitis, and all these things that people bring into the office and like out
Okay.
into the world, right? And so
Okay.
I'm kind of like, I'm really enjoying being healthy, and I'm sort of like, if I'm gonna risk myself and go out and meet you, like, shouldn't I at least know that we can have a 10-minute conversation like you and I do?
Well, we've already agreed on that. We've agreed on that. Yes, a phone call would definitely be good. But then you get past the phone call, and then the thing would be is, okay, yes, we have a phone call, we have person, you get a bit of chemistry, and it's all good, and then you meet them, right? But then the question is, where do you meet them in these times? I mean, do you go into it? Well, maybe normally you might go to a crowded bar, you might go to a coffee shop, you might go to a cinema, you might go to places where there's lots of other people, and for different reasons, obviously for safety and feeling of comfort or whatever. You might go to a venue with lots of other people. The problem we have now is the venues with lots of other people are places we should be avoiding. So yes,
Right.
so what do
I'm
you do?
a big
I
fan
mean, you're
of,
not going to. I mean, the safest place to meet somebody, let's say, would be in the middle of a field.
like, a
In the middle of
cornfield.
nowhere, like a cornfield in the middle of
So we're gonna
nowhere.
be doing scary shows at the end of the month, and we can talk about that, I think, on that episode.
So meet somebody in a forest where there's nobody else around, but it's not really the ideal place to meet somebody for the first time.
But do you think you
So,
could go to, like, a coffee shop or, like, a pub or someplace that has, like, the outdoor heaters and the blankets and
well, that would be not bad. That's not a bad compromise. That's not a bad compromise. So, I mean, the thing is, if you're trying to keep it from a health point of view, if you do it outdoors, it's going to be a bit safer from a corona point of view. And then if it's, well, there's people around, so it's going to be safer from let's say that side of things, from a safety issue. So
yeah, because I
think
think meeting them
yeah,
in the
safety.
forest, unless you have 7 dwarfs with you, this is not working. This is like,
Well, it would be good from a corona point of view. You keep yourself safe as much as possible from that, but from a safety issue is maybe not the best way to go. So I mean, it's health and safety. It's two parts
yeah,
to
but
it.
you also said in the beginning that you didn't think going on, like, hikes and bikes were good early dating ways to
No,
date.
terrible. No, but you can drive there, drive to a forest. But I'm
No,
not
but I
saying
meant
that
you
that's a
could
good
do, like,
idea.
a hike or a bike together
Oh,
since an outdoor thing.
yeah, but it's too much exercise at the start. That's tough. That's a terrible idea. Do you really want them to see you in leotard or lycra or bicycle outfit or whatever? I mean, come on. What? Come on. That's a bit too revealing for a first date. You want to, first date, you can cover up. Cover up what you might want to cover up.
Didn't you say episode 1, I think it was, that you should
Jesus
just
Christ.
wear your shorts, show your hairy legs? Wow, this was a quote. I would have it written down somewhere. Just
Yes,
first
that's
date,
why.
let it all hang out.
That's why I was able to write a book about dating disasters here.
I just want to point out, Mel, dating disasters are not limited to you or Germany or
No,
Ireland. I mean,
no,
this is
no.
international. Internationally, there's bad dating. I've been
Okay,
on many of those dates.
okay. So what would you suggest for dating in Delta then? Okay, so outdoor heaters, outdoor coffee shops, outdoor bar, perhaps. Anything else?
I mean, I'm still a big fan of the mask and the hand sanitizer. And I looked over here, and I've got like lots of cute mask options now.
Okay.
And I mean, they're not just cute, but they're really practical. And study after study shows they're effective, right? I mean, go with some science. Washing your hands, super effective way to like just stave off a lot of different diseases. And so hopefully, what
I didn't
people
think
realize.
I didn't think you had any diseases in America. I thought that was only in other places that we have diseases.
No, I mean, this is important. And there's a lot of places now, and this is a controversial topic, is, like when we're talking about like options, there are some places, restaurants in America where you can't go in unless you have your vaccine card.
Yeah, but that's a
So,
standard in Europe.
so that might be a safe option too, is just go places where everyone's vaccinated.
Yeah, I mean, but this is a standard thing in Germany and it's a standard thing in Ireland. And so I don't know about the other countries, but yeah, definitely those two countries. To go indoors, you have to have either a vaccine, be tested, or be recovering. So I mean, it's not free for all.
No, definitely. But Mel, you were talking about some good ideas, maybe a little bit sketchy on meeting people like in the middle of a field or a forest. But when we look at our next episode, we are going to be talking about autumn dating ideas.
Yes.
And it should be very exciting. And there's some things that they're outdoors, like hay rides and things.
Hayride. What's a hayride? Jeez, we're looking forward to that, finding out what a hayride is. God damn it.
On that note, Mel, thank you so much for another wonderful episode. And we'll be back to you next week talking about autumn dating ideas.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. And we see you all. Thank you, Amy. And thank you, guys, for joining.